You're listening to the TF Motorsports official podcast, all things monster trucks. Balls, welcome to a brand new episode of the TF Motorsports official podcast. I'm Thomas Frasco, and this weekend was pretty much just a slow weekend at first because it was just Monster Jam and arena shows, and they were getting some highlights. So at first glance, I thought it was going to be an 8-minute episode, like it was going to be shorter than last week. But this time, we actually have some news that came up that we're going to talk about. We got some more fan questions, and we have our usual guest on the podcast. Arena Pod Productions, Douglas, is back on the podcast. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and hello, y'all.
And yep,
Glad to be back.
Yep, he's the usual guest on the podcast whenever he's available. So we're actually going to start something different. We're actually going to start with news, actually. We'll start off with that because it's something I really want to talk about. So, first off, Hot Wheels. Obviously, you know, and if you don't know, well, let me traumatize your brain for a second. So, Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live is a series that began in 2019, and they started off in arenas. Technically, arenas are their main thing, and then they started to do lights, and now they're doing this glow and fire thing where it's just a lot of smoke but different paint. And they eventually started doing unique events, like starting last year. They went to like that stadium in France, which honestly is my favorite event of the series. And then they had like dirt events in arenas, like in Australia. Jackson covered it. And then there was Tacoma, where they had that 2-team concrete event, which was poorly received, but was unique in any way. Now they're obviously going to be going to that other stadium, that stadium being in Costa Rica, that square one for a glow and fire event. But there's another unique event that popped up. However, it's in the United States. Stafford Motor Speedway. So I think there was like a rumor at one point where they were, or like somebody within the company said they're looking to try to do like speedways and fairgrounds at some point, maybe start a tour there. Well, now it seems like that actually has become a reality, because we have this news, and it's not like a Photoshop job or whatnot, and like somebody just did it just to get a reaction. It's actually from Stafford Motor Speedway themselves, and if you were to go to the website for Hot Wheels, it's on their tickets as well. So Stafford Motor Speedway officially posted back, I believe it was the 20th of March, just a couple days ago. Monster trucks are back. Hot Wheels Monster Truck Live is going outdoors for the first time ever at Stafford Speedway, June 14th through the 15th. Stafford Speedway, featuring monster trucks and high-flying motocross. Tickets on sale Friday, March 21st, which now they're on sale. They have the link to the website, and they put epic stunts, massive jumps, and non-stop action. Don't miss out. And that is what they posted several days ago. Douglas, I actually just want to first hear from you on this. So what's your thoughts on a first monster truck event ever in like 5 years or 6 years at Stafford, but also with Hot Wheels now being on that new playing field that is the Speedway?
I heard people saying that Hot Wheels is definitely going to rival Monster Jam one day in size, and I couldn't agree more. The tour is definitely evolving, and proving that they are evolving is them going to Stafford, Costa Rica, Tacoma, whatever else, Paris. I forgot the venue name. It's definitely proof that they are going to be a massive tour one day and not just associated with arenas. And I really don't know how to feel about it. I do like it to an extent, but it is Hot Wheels and their shows are kind of boring, so I don't know how that makes me feel. I'm kind of mixed. But them going to speedways, and like stadiums. I think it's cool because like this is just like a 5 year old like tour, I believe.
It's actually 6 year old.
Six 6 year old.
Yeah, it's
2019.
yeah, 2019. Yep.
Yeah, 2019. The fact that they're growing this big this quickly, it Monster Jam's gotta watch their backs. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Now here's something unique I want to point out. So obviously Hot Wheels has a section where it shows, oh yeah, glow and fire or whatever. This is a glow and fire Hot Wheels event coming to your area. Well, for Stafford, it's actually just labeled Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live. So there's, by the looks of it, they're not gonna have glow and fire because even then, take a look at the times. So June 14th, they're gonna have two shows. One being at night, but there's actually first going to be one in the afternoon at 12:30, and then they're gonna have Sunday one show at 2:30 in the afternoon. So it's actually gonna be during daylight, and the event is just labeled How Wheels Monster Trucks Live outdoor event and not Glow and Fire. So that's something to note.
I actually didn't realize that. It does give me hope that they're not going to add some stupid like fire or glow gimmick, thankfully.
Yeah, it's
It
so
is
yeah.
cool, but
Go.
like it gets old.
Yeah, I think with what Hot Wheels is doing now is starting to try to reach that like variety in their um like hiring. Like, oh, you want to go to this place? You want glow and fire? You want regular? I think they're starting to do that. And what that does is like opens more doors. It's kind of like their stadium thing that happened with France. It's like, oh, we have to have dirt. Sure, okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do that also for Stafford because Stafford's usually known for having dirt, especially with the infield being grass. So yeah, this opens up a lot of questions, especially since it's only 3 months away.
I'm definitely going to watch it on YouTube when it happens. Well, like you said, it's kind of unavoidable to have dirt at that place because you know the infield is dirt and grass. I would I do think Hot Wheels is appealing more to like the diehard fan base of Monster Jam in this case, because no glow and fire or stupid gimmick. It's just plain normal monster truck racing, and I'm definitely going to watch it.
And now there's one thing I do want to point out. If Hot Wheels wants to grow and really excel, then they got to spice it up a little more. Because obviously, right now, they have the glow and fire, so they're not exactly stale just yet. In terms of the public, like I'm not talking for myself. I'm talking for like casual families who are just going to bring their kids to something. Um, right now they're a little bit more like they got a little bit of a fire in their ass, like just to not pun around, but um like it's not that dull yet, but at some point they gotta spice it up and do like something that can get more than just kids there. Is what I'm trying to say. And it's kind of odd. I know it's Hot Wheels, and they've always done this kid stuff for like 6 years now. But I'm saying, especially when it comes to a community like a motorsport community, you got to reach that big audience. Because what Monster Jam has over Hot Wheels is an audience that is for all ages. Like obviously, you got the kids with the marketing of the toys and such. But there's also the adult audience like myself and you and Monster Truck Lord and Monster Talk and Adventures Racing. Because there's like cool drivers and there's also really good moments that just keeps you captivated. You got a points format, you got things to follow, streams to watch. So like Hot Wheels obviously is like slowly beginning to expand with the locations, but if they want to like get really competitive, they gotta reach that perfect in between. Because then if they do that, they'll strike gold somewhere.
They are definitely striking gold right now because I'm interested. I've never been interested in Hot Wheels very much, except in the beginning, but after that, it mostly died out. But now I'm actually looking at them like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah. But I also am a little worried if they play the same kid stuff, but they expand further and further into more speedways and fairgrounds. I got a feeling that this might hurt the indie scene, maybe by like a little bit. Like if like more companies say, oh yeah, we got Hot Wheels, we can go and bring them there. They're like a trusted brand and they go everywhere. Um, like if Hot Wheels sticks with that like kiddish feel where like the announcers are forced to go over the top and like crazy voices, and then you have like all the marketable stuff in all the videos that they play and like doing all this other stuff. If they do that and continue to expand, the independent circuit as we know it might be slimmed down even further within like a few years. And that's
I,
and like that's why I'm trying to say if you're gonna expand even further, you gotta like change your feel, kind of like refresh, like do a refresh of the series. And obviously they're not, but if someone's listening, they should refresh, get some sponsors, and like treat it differently is what I'm trying to say. Like not like over the top kids and only kids. Treat it differently so then you're standing out and then you can start marketing to everybody is what I'm trying to get at. Otherwise,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, make it more like a sport,
yeah,
an
otherwise,
actual sport.
yeah, because then otherwise if you just expand all these like independent stuff and you still have your kid feel, or like you eventually if you might overtake Monster Jam, which is not going to happen, but if you do end up doing that, then if you're still doing the kid stuff, then the whole industry is kind of fucked because then now you only got kids watching.
I know, right?
So,
Something definitely Hot Wheels needs to take note of is an actual sporting event. That's my biggest takeaway from this
yeah.
whole thing.
Oh, and again, this conversation might sound crazy, but again, Hot Wheels is known for like cars and stuff. I mean, in like the 2000s and the 2010s, they had that cool factor, especially the 2010s where they had like that big trophy truck jump. I forgot who was driving, but that was like before the Indy 500 or something like that. I forgot, but yeah, they like had somebody in like a Hot Wheels trophy truck, and they did this like record jump, and they had Izod sponsoring it. So, like they're no stranger to coming up with really big things. That's what I'm trying to say. They need like some sort of like marketing thing that kind of appeals to just anybody who loves motorsports. And
I couldn't
yeah,
agree more.
and yeah, that's like what I want them to do is to break away from that 2020 stereotype of monster trucks being only for kids, because that's something that I noticed that's been really developing this decade, where it's like at one point where it was just for everyone, but then it's like it's slowly creeping away from that. I want them to break through that and like change the marketing, change it to like anybody who wants to see a motorsport, come on down. Either bring your families, bring your friends. Like it doesn't have to be family with kids. It could be literally anybody. That this also kind of goes to Monster Jam and all the other tours too. Really, like bring anybody, or even if you don't have anybody, just bring yourself. Go to a show and spend some money. that's that's something I just
I agree.
something I just want to say because it's really starting to get kind of crazy with some of the new marketing things, which again we will get into that tour later on. But yeah, it's just it gets kind of frustrating, honestly.
I know, right?
Yep,
Anyways, let's move on.
yep. So we got Monster Jam, believe it or not. They have a brand new deal. Monster Jam is really growing more and more and more, and now they have a new streaming deal with Roku. So I think now Might be free. I don't remember. Again, Roku, it's not too familiar with me, but with that streaming service, this adds Monster Jam's exposure even higher than it did before. So, yeah, so now Monster Jam is pretty much almost untouchable in a way. Because now, for any Monster Truck thing, bam, right there, Monster Jam. You can watch it pretty much like anywhere now. You got like, I think they're partnered with like 4 or 5 streaming services now, which is insane.
I'm gonna correct you. I actually did talk to my mother shortly before this, and apparently Roku is actually free because I actually do have it, and yeah, it is.
Well, so then that
And Monster
means,
Jam has
yeah.
like a lot of deals and a lot of exposure now, basically. They partnered with Tubi, now Roku, kind of YouTube, but they're everywhere now, and it's literally all free to watch.
Yeah, so pretty much if you want to compete with Monster Jam, you got to start streaming your events, is pretty much what I'm trying to get at.
Yep.
Because Monster Jam's got like a big stranglehold, and I think since they're so quick to it, I think they're going to be really untouchable. So unless
I
unless
think so.
unless if Monster Jam messes up hugely, I think as of right now they are like untouchable and nobody can really touch them.
Unless something bad happens on the live stream, I literally don't see why that could happen, and hopefully not.
Wait, something bad on the live stream? What, like somebody flashes the camera or like whatever?
Well, someone's already done that in San Diego, and also,
Oh
if
yeah,
someone
yeah,
gets
that,
ran, and if someone ever gets ran over, then yeah, Monster Jam's fucked on there.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't see them ever crumbling if because of anything like that. Like
Yeah,
Monster Jam's way too large.
yeah. Again, that's just fans being fans. um,
That guy's a real one.
yeah. Oh, wasn't there like one? Yeah, there was one other guy that was like, he noticed he was on screen and he just like dropped his pants. Remember that one?
Yes, I seen that
Oh,
from
that.
Monster Jam fans. Jesus.
Oh, like you wouldn't be getting that stuff even like a couple years ago, because like there with the episodes, there's like a lot of editing, but now with the live streams, it's like, oh, some guy just dropped his pants. Woo, let's go.
Whoever purposely does that on the live stream, knowing that people are gonna see it, you guys are real ones.
uh,
I love those fans.
if you are at a Monster Jam event, go insane, do whatever. I don't care. If you're on the media board, go insane.
Real.
If you want to get kicked out, that is. But I mean,
Nah, they could never.
I got on the screen at like that dirt track thing at like Trenton a couple months ago. I forgot to say. I saw myself and I just like did the old like take off my hat and just like wave it. That's kind of what I did and like screamed. But
That's still pretty cool to be honest, to be making up on me. Oh my God.
yeah, you got this. You
I
got
keep
this.
stuttering.
Me too.
It's still a pretty big thing for you to make it on the Jumbotron to begin with. So just have fun with it.
Yeah. The so the only times I've actually got on the screen was through Trenton's racing and my local bar. Geez, even I fucked up. It wasn't really stuttering. It was more of just my tongue just absolutely killing itself. Yeah, it's either the dirt racing thing at Trenton from earlier this year or my local ballpark. So if I can get on a Monster Jam screen, then I'd be set for life.
You definitely would be.
Yeah.
I would fucking love to do that.
Uh. So we're getting a little off topic, but whatever. It's the podcast. So there was something in the back of my head. Oh yeah, the Monster Z tour. I wanted to talk about that one. I know it's been old news for like a couple weeks, but I just wanted to bring it up since now Douglas, you're on here.
Yep.
So obviously you guys are going to be seeing a full segment on a brand new video this week, which is going to be about monster truck commercials, where we take a look at old ones and then make our way to the present. Um, so obviously, the Monster Z tour is coming to somewhere in North Carolina, Gastonia, and they're going all the way with the marketing. So there's one poster that looks okay. I mean, you got higher education and Black Stallion and Iron Warrior, and it looks like Ballistic, but it's in a stadium setting with fireworks, and it looks very AI and sketchy. But then you have this other one. So you got trucks in a desert. You have Hanging Loose and Ballistic. And you have this family in the background. You got this like man, this woman pointing, and then you have this boy who is like looking in awe, and then this girl is just screaming. And there's two things that I find hilarious about it. One being they're in the middle of the two trucks, so it looks like they're just barely avoiding them, or they're just like frozen in terror. And the other thing that I find funny is that they're in fire. Like the bottom has like a fiery texture to it. So it's like they're being all like joyful and whatnot, but you realize that they're being set on fire. And so I don't think I've seen marketing like that yet, where they actually put the family in the poster. I don't think. You shouldn't
I'm
do like honestly, you shouldn't do that because then, well, obviously with the family image, it looks like I could find that through Google, but um,
probably can, to be honest.
it looks very stock. But the other thing is with that one, it just feels very out of place for a monster truck show. Like in the '80s, it was like crazy. Oh my god, Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. But now it's like, hey kids, come to a show. You know, it's very weird, isn't it? Like Monster Z Tour's marketing is kind of weird. Oh, speaking of that, um, my good buddy Off Track Productions, pinged me on my server and sent me a video, and apparently this is real. I did see it on their official page. The Monster Trucks Z show page posted a a trailer for their show, but they used AI for the video.
I literally saw that scrolling through Instagram, and I
My
was like,
kids
"What
are
the
obsessed.
fuck?"
Yeah.
I literally thought it was like a Clorox commercial or something. It
Also,
looks like it.
yeah. Also, sorry if you just heard the audio. I just tried to play it silently, but like I forgot to have it muted. Okay, there we go. So like yeah, with this video, actually, hang on. Let me just play a few seconds for a second for the people who are listening. So for monster trucks, it's usually like a crazy radio voice, um, or like for Monster Jam, it's more of like a normal but still cooler voice. You get this one for the Monster Trucks tour.
That's how you know that tour is
Wait, hang on.
not trustworthy.
I'm trying to play it. It was working a second ago. Um, this Discord's being stupid. Hang on a second. Wait. Hang on.
My kids are obsessed with monster trucks. And when I heard they were coming to Gastonia and tickets were only $10, I had to get my tickets immediately. We went last year and had so much fun. Make sure you get there early to take advantage of all the things to do. My kids even got to ride in a real-life monster truck. And be sure to come hungry because they have so many options for food. It's insane.
You playing it?
So what are you waiting
Yeah.
for? Get to monstertrucks.com and get your
Oh,
tickets
this is where you
now.
cut the video, right?
Oh no. I'm just having everybody listen to it right now. So that was.
Yeah, you can cut this out because I didn't know what was happening.
Oh no, we're keeping it. We're keeping it.
Oh, damn it.
We're doing it live. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Damn
Um,
it.
so yeah, with the Monster Z tour, the advertisement, even by just hearing it, sounds very very out of place. Like it's so light. There's like stock sound effects of kids laughing. Um, and like I'm like at a loss for words because that's got to be the worst one I've ever seen.
I
Like,
know.
yeah, that, but also AI. Don't use AI because again, it's not like this is a new tour that's trying to whatever. This tour has been around for like I think like 2019 or 2018. I forgot what year they began. It was like before the pandemic.
I think it
But
was 2016 and they blew up and when COVID hit.
yeah, because they were like one of the first to get back. But yeah, with that one, you have like all this footage you could use for your show or like not show, freaking advertisement. You could put that in. Obviously, have your voiceover. Even then, change your voiceover. Change it to something like hire one of those radio hosts because there's like this old advertisement for like KSR Motorsports at like Albany Saratoga. That one had like a radio host. They hired a radio host for it, and it worked out well. Just having a very calm man or AI man or whoever do this commercial, it's so non monster trucks or like motorsport or really anything like that. It's so soft. Like, am I going to a monster truck show or am I going to see like a Nick Jr. show? Like, what is going on here?
Probably a Nick Jr. show considering it's the Z Tour.
Oof. I mean, like even then, the Z Tour never really like had a problem with like that type of marketing before. But like, geez, for their big return, it got sour because of those like things they did. Like again, for anybody who is like advertising for a monster truck tour, get the viewers' attention, grab them by the throat, shake their head, and say, "Dude, come to the show. We'll give you a little price, maybe a discount, but come to our show. We have this, 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 and this." And like do some crazy, I don't know, voices and whatnot, or hire a radio host, like something like that. You gotta,
Make it exciting.
well, even then, like with to really get so like I noticed a lot of people don't really do this anymore. I think like Overdrive and Monster Truck Wars are like the only ones that like have like a voiceover nowadays, but excuse me, even both of them are like David Lee. Um, but like for like a monster truck commercial, they're supposed to be like crazy and like get the viewer's attention. But even then, try to do that with like a whole bunch of like motorsport or like big events. Like instead of just showing it where you could just play it in the background and you'd have to really pay attention to actually like, care about it. With the older commercials, like if you look back in like the eight, like there's a reason why people always talk about like the 80s and like the Sunday stuff, or like the 90s with like the ticket thing, which you only need the edge, and then like the 2000s and 2010s, what we talk about, where it was just those David Lee and I forgot who the other guy was, where they were like shouting and like going crazy. Like that's the thing. When the commercials came on, it just took you by surprise, and you were just gravitated by the TV. You were looking, and you were just at awe because again, it was like a unique commercial that never usually pops on. But also, it's like shouting at you, telling you to be at this event. It's like a must see thing, and that's what they should do. They should like treat it as must see. Because if you treat it like what the Monster Z Tour did with this like AI slop, or with this calm voice with the children laughing, it's just like some random commercial. Like I can mistaken it for like a bank commercial. Like that's what I'm getting at. I mistaken it for like a bank commercial.
That's literally what I said. I mistook it for like a tissue commercial.
Oh yeah, yeah, like tissues or yeah. It's
Stuff like that. Like it's horrible.
Yeah, I really, really hope for anyone who's doing new commercials, add a cool voiceover, really get people's attention, and just, you know, do it like that. Because if you do it like that, there's a high chance that someone's going to see it. They're going to bring a bunch of people to look at the TV or screen or whatever they watch these days. And then you'll be good to go and you'll have a bunch of people there because they saw the commercial. So that's like obviously a monster truck show regardless sells pretty good, but you just need good marketing, a good marketing strategy. You need a really really energetic feel. You need to lay out what they're going to see, what's special about it, and if there's any special deals you can work up, advertise that too, and find a good tagline. Cuz
For real.
yeah, cuz what they got right now for the Monster Z tour, it ain't going to work. You might see some families, but it ain't going to work.
Definitely not going to.
Also, is their prices still high? Like from that other times I've heard their tour where like they charged insane prices for like an independent show.
I think they still have really high prices.
Let's take a look actually. Even though that it's in June, I just want to know. I'll probably know better when it gets closer to the event, but I just want to know for sure here. Let's see. Again, I'm not cutting this out. We are gonna be figuring this out together. So monster trucks with a Z. Let's see their website. I wonder, do they have the tickets online? Okay, yeah, there it is. Oh, they got another show too. Actually, they also have one in Sumter, South Carolina. So
Huh.
I guess they are back. It's not just a one-off. So let's see. I'm trying to find exactly. Okay, so their ticket thing is weird. I'm trying to find exactly where it is. So you got all the information. You got free pit party. You got kids fun zone. You got delicious fun fair foods. Oh yeah, they bring their own food. I forgot. It's like a whole entire circus. And then grab your tickets now. Get ready for an unforgettable experience. Children 2 and under are free, no ticket required. I mean, at least they got some deal. Uh,
Yeah, but that commercial, definitely horrible. And they should never do it again.
yeah. So let's see. Let's go and take a look at one for Saturday. Uh, wait. How many? How many? Oh, they got like a lot of shows. So they got one, two, three. Oh wait, it's four. Okay, not too bad. All right, let's see. One for 7. Okay, so it's not bad right now. So they have first 100. Oh, okay. So that one actually got sold out. $10 a person, 10 general admission. Let's see. We have admission deal 2. Get the next best tier of pricing. Oh, they got tier lists. Okay, it's odd.
They do?
They're doing a tier list now. That's weird. So their
Huh.
first tier got sold out. $10 plus a $5 fee, and then the tier 2 is get the next best tier of pricing with adults at $15 and kids at $12. Kids for $12? That is high. Well, either way, inflation, so whatever. Just about 10 years, 10 years ago, it was like $10. So just a couple bucks extra. All right, so they got $15 an adult, $12 for a kid, military and first responder also $15. But
Huh.
yeah, so they got tier 3. Get the next best tier of pricing with adults at $20. Okay, so this is the usual independent price, like $20, and kids at 15. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Admission deal 4. Why do they got these like so many deals? You're just going to a monster truck show. Like, why do you need all these deals?
To make more money.
Get the next best tier of pricing with adults at $30. Oh my god.
God
And
damn.
kids at 18 freaking dollars for an independent monster truck show at a speedway. Oh my god.
God damn, bro.
That is expensive. Oh wait.
Uh-huh.
And now here's their admission gate pricing. Gate pricing with adults at $35 and kids at 20
God
bucks.
damn.
So wait a minute, hang on. So best tier of pricing. Wait a minute. So is that just the stock price? Because everything else is like $294 remaining, $100 remaining, but this just says gate pricing, and then the other one says deal 4 tier 3. Okay, so I'm guessing that's like if you were to go to the show and be there at the gate. So if you're an adult, you're paying $35 for an independent show, and your kids are paying the amount that an adult would usually pay at $20.
Huh.
What the fuck?
I don't know. It's a Z Tour.
Oh wait, also there's a parking pass, $10 as well.
Because
Wait,
of course there is.
wait, $10 plus the 250 fee. Oh wait, you gotta pay online for parking passes? I thought you do it at the gate.
That's kind of stupid.
All right, and then we have
Imagine having
oh, go
imagine
ahead.
having to drive there and then you realize, oh, I didn't pay for parking.
So hang on. So we got $10 plus the $250 $2.50 fee, and then let's say you have like you and your son are going. Let's say, like for an example. So you got oh my god. So technically it's $40 because each one has a $5 fee for the normal gate tickets. So we're gonna add $12.50 for the for the parking fee. We're gonna go $40 for the adult and $25 for the kid.
Huh.
Just to get into the event, you're paying $77 to get in.
Really?
$77 for a parent and a kid.
Yeah, we get it. The Z Tour is really expensive.
Yeah, and then just one more. If you're going like me, if I'm just going by myself, like how I'm gonna do for Motorsports Hour for like the other shit. So let's say I go to a show like just alone. So you got $40 plus the $12.50 just to go into this one little show. I'm paying pretty much a stadium ticket, $52 for one adult ticket at the gate.
Really?
Yeah, I literally have my calculator with me right now, and I was adding everything up. I'm not joking.
And how much was it?
So yeah, just for a single person to pay to get in and park, $52 at gate price, like on the day
God
of.
damn, bro.
And then let's say I want to ride a monster truck after that, so I'm literally I'm literally adding $21. That's $73. Like they are milking it. Like wow.
They have to be.
Face painting because of course it's a circus, $14. Inflatable rides. I'm guessing that's like the slides or whatever. $7. Meanwhile, I've been to some other random inflatable stuff, and those were free for kids.
God damn. Everything's not even free.
Whew. Oh my god. Oh,
Anyway,
I was not expecting it to be that much.
yeah, it's a lot.
So That's what you get when you go to a Monster Z tour, Monster Z event. Wow, brain farted. So let's go to Monster Jam now and let's see what they got cooking up. So we finally are gonna get to the results. I just wanted to bullshit and whatever. Um, let's see. So Freedom Hall was the Stadium East having their little stop, and then we go to. Okay, so we got the East Series. They went to Mississippi Coast Coliseum for 3 shows. Saturday afternoon, MJ Solario would get the timed racing win. He would also get freestyle and overall, but skills would go to Brandon Telechka in Just Get Her Done 2. Saturday evening would feature Kristen Anderson and Gravedigger getting the time racing win, and Blake Ranger would get skills, freestyle, and overall. And Sunday afternoon, it was MJ Solario getting time racing, and then winning skills would be Brandon Telechka and Just Get Her Done 2. And freestyle and overall was Kristen Anderson, so it was a little bit more of a variety this time. But still in points, though, ahead by 109 points is Blake Ranger over MJ Solario. Then behind them, you got Tony Oaks, Kristen Anderson, Brandon Telechka, Michaela Telechka, 5th and 6th. Then you got Mark Hall and Kurt Kramer down at the bottom.
Huh.
Moving on over. So the West Tour went to the Pacific Coliseum. We could skip over that. Yeah, I'm only going over events that are doing points, so you guys can keep up with that and you guys don't get too confused. So then the Weston Anderson show went to oh boy, another one of those bad reading moments I'm about to have. Tucson Arena. I think I had that issue last week, but it's in Arizona. So Devin Winfield actually got a little bit of a good weekend here. So he got racing, skills, and the overall on Friday evening, but Cody Saucier would get the freestyle win. Saturday afternoon, Devin would again get the racing win, but then getting skills would be Cody Saucier, and he would get the overall, but freestyle would be Weston Anderson. Then moving on over to Saturday evening, Devin Winfield would get another racing win. He would also get skills and overall, but Weston Anderson again would get a freestyle win. Going up to Sunday afternoon, it would be Cody Saucier getting the racing win, skills win, and overall. Brianna Mahan would get a freestyle victory. And Sunday evening, Weston Anderson went on a streak and got a perfect sweep on Sunday evening. Weston is leading Devin Winfield by 286 points. At this point, give Weston the points championship. We've said this already. Like, Devin made up some, like, pretty cool, pretty good ground, but Weston's just too consistent, I think. Especially with that tour. That's why I'm hoping he goes to stadiums next year. Because I think he's outgrown the arenas, and I think he's more suitable in a stadium. What do you think?
I think so too. But then again, I don't really know where he would go. Gravedigger, obviously he can go in another truck, but who else is going to drive Gravedigger?
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's suitable to just leave him in arenas for now, but he definitely does deserve like stadiums next year.
Yeah, maybe like if they have like an up and coming driver that could fill in or like do like a Gravedigger spot, kind of like what Matt Cody does. Maybe they can have somebody there, but like Weston could either drive a Gravedigger in one of the tours, or if both Gravedigger spots are taken, or if they don't open a third tour, then he can drive like Gravedigger to Legend or something like that. Like something where he can still represent, but he's also, driving for himself as well.
That's a good point.
So he's leading over Devin Winfield, over 286 points. Cody Saucier, I'm surprised he actually dropped down to third. Brianna Mahan 4th, Tim Hall Jr. 5th, Ashley Sanford 6th, Berto Trevino 7th, and then Corey Rummel last. And then we move on to Oh, I forgot to mention, on the West series, there was that video where Weston went for the backflip. He nailed the backflip, but like the truck landed on like the front tires, and he stuck it into a nose wheelie and rode it out for a little bit. Did you see that one?
I saw that.
Well, like what can't Weston do at this point? Like he's done everything at this point in like an arena.
Yeah, I agree.
Like what was it, like a corkscrew hit, a corkscrew crash. He's done this crazy save, a reverse save. Like he's been driving for like 4 years, and he's just really getting on it. I think Weston in a stadium again would be like next level. I think.
I do think he does deserve stadiums.
Indeed, and then we move on to the Central Tour, and the Central Tour, for the first time in a while, is starting to get a dominating streak. We had it earlier back in I think like February or maybe the beginning of March with Matt Cody, but then it started to die down, and now it's John Zimmer Jr. who is starting to gain some ground on that tour. So Friday evening, with that, he would win the racing competition, the skills, freestyle, and overall. He would sweep Friday evening. Saturday afternoon, Triton Robbins and Crazy Train would get the racing win, and he would be consistent enough to get the overall event championship that night. Meanwhile, skills would go to Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco, and freestyle Matt Cody and Gravedigger. Then Saturday evening, John Zimmer Jr. would actually lose to Triton Robbins and Crazy Train, as Triton would get a second racing win in a row. But then Fernando Martinez would get skills and freestyle, but John Zimmer was consistent by just 1 point, finishing second in all competitions, getting him the overall over Fernando by 1 point. Then Sunday afternoon, it was again Triton Robbins and Crazy Train. He is really going on a hot streak in racing. Skills, it was Fernando Martinez, and freestyle and overall went to Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Now for points, John Zimmer Jr. in the lead by 46 points over Matt Cody, followed by Jamie Sullivan, who's now 57 points behind John Zimmer Jr., and Fernando Martinez behind John Zimmer Jr. by 82 points. Triton Robbins is behind John Zimmer Jr. by 293 points, but he's trying to bite back. His racing's like really getting him good, but like skills and freestyle, he's not as consistent enough, and I can see why he's falling back a little bit. Then you got John Zimmer, Montana Robbins, and Angelina Knockin last.
Huh.
But yes, that's what happened throughout the 3-point series at that time, which was the 3 arena series. And now let's shift gear to some fan questions here. We got some fan questions from Instagram at Real Thomas Fresco. So this one is just a comment, actually. Mike Trapper, our good buddy here, he put, "We almost had Jackson Morris talk about Scott Jordan Tide Pods, LOL." If anybody watched the Monster Talk bonus time podcast, he asked about the Colt Stevens pillow, but most notably the Scott Jordan Tide Pods, and like Jackson was like, "What are you smoking?" Like that was funny as hell. So yeah, so Jackson, if you're listening to this, Colt Stevens pillow is one of the gods in this universe, and then Scott Jordan Tide Pods. Mike Trapper will talk about it a little more. He invented it. Monster Jam Fan 2016 asked, "Is John Zimmer Jr. going to the World Finals?" Now, I do think so. He's been very consistent, and even if he doesn't win the points, I do hope that they put him in the main field, because he definitely deserves it for being so competitive and just right up there with everyone else. So, not just Alt09 asks, "When do you think Weston will be crowned Arena Series West champion?" And yeah, we've been saying like we really need him to like be crowned soon. Um, but honestly, I think since the World Finals is in July, like the 4th of July weekend, and their final month will probably be like somewhere in June or May. I think by April or May, one of those months, I think Weston Anderson will be crowned champion at that point, if he's still consistent like he is. Larry Boy's uh, willing driver of Gravedigger responded with, could the score be dropped down for freestyle when it goes to 0 and you hit last jump? I think they mentioned a deduction of some sort. I forgot if it was like either points. I think it was a points deduction or score. It was one or the other. They said it on the Gears and Nachos podcast. Ryan said it. I forgot what it was, but it was one of them. And then going over to Caden Kessler 15. What are the 2 arena drivers you think could win a racing freestyle title? John Zimmer Jr. and Wes Anderson for me. I'm also picking John Zimmer Jr. Again, he's just been very, very talented, whether racing or freestyle. I could see him getting one of them. But for racing, I do also want to pick Triton Robbins and Crazy Train. That man is just been on a hot streak, and I think with his truck, it's just been so good with racing. I got a good feeling he'll be getting that as well if he was in that field. And final question from Andy Lisensky. Thoughts on Triton Robbins now having the best racing record on Arena Central? Again, it's crazy how much he has improved, or, well, not even improved, more of how he's like done this right out of the gate. Like seeing all that progress he's made and just getting all those wins, mostly racing. It's just incredible. Like this is only his first season. Like that's super talented. Actually, last minute question actually from Shadow versus Ghost, asking which version of Bounty Hunter is the best. So if you're talking about chassis, I think chassis and body, I think both would have to go to the one Jimmy had beforehand, like when he won that freestyle title and like when he was independent and whatnot, or big in Monster Jam rather. With that one, the certain tire combination worked. The Ford motor was very powerful. He was doing power wheelies, and I think that truck was better because I think the one that they have now, it is fast, but I feel it might be a little bit too fragile, especially if they like land a little weirdly on the side, because there's not a lot really to kind of cover up for it. So that is the fan questions. Now we're going to actually move on to the prediction segment. Douglas had to go, so hopefully we can see him later on, maybe on the next episode. So going in, we got 4 shows coming up. So we actually, the West Series for stadiums is still on a break. They return next week, so that's actually interesting to see. So we once again have another date with the East Series. So let's start off there. They're going to be at Birmingham, Alabama at the Protective Stadium, the site of the very first Monster Jam live stream in the modern era, for one show on the 29th of March. Racing, for what we've seen, gotta go with Bar Musauer and Zombie again. He's been super fast. I think he'll get the win. Skills, I want to see Dalton Widener win. I think Dalton Widener deserves his roses. I think he'll get a skills win there. But freestyle and let's see. So for freestyle, we've seen a little glimmer of hope from Joe Foley, but I think this will be his night. Joe Foley, Freestyle Foley, Balls Foley gets the freestyle win in Birmingham, and overall, we're gonna go for a wild card and go. Let's go with Camden Murphy. Let's go with Camden Murphy and Classroom Crusher. All right, tune it on up to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania for the Arena East Tour. They got a 4-show weekend lined up for them. Racing, for what racing is, gotta go with Blake Ranger and Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Same thing goes with skills. But freestyle and overall, we're going to go with Tony Oaks and Thunder Roars for that one. Now we're going to go to, we're going to go to the Weston Anderson show. They're going to be on the West Tour. They're at South Carolina. Yeah, for next year, they should really change the name of these tours because now we have the West Tour in South Carolina. Yeah, so for 2026 Monster Jam, if you hear this, change the names because I think this is starting to get very weird and unorganized. So, sorry, everything's starting to drain. Racing, gonna go with Devin Winfield and Velociraptor. He's been very, very consistent with his racing passes and actually ranking in wins. Skills, gonna have to go with Weston Anderson. Freestyle, it's whoever nails the backflip. Probably Weston Anderson, and he would also get the overall on that one. All right. Let's see. Now we're going to go to the last one up, and that being the Arena Central Tour. They got a 3-show weekend happening at Hartford, Connecticut at the XL Center for 3 shows. I think racing is going to go again to Triton Robbins and Crazy Train. He's just been so consistent in the racing competition. But then once we get to skills, it's John Zimmer Jr. all the way. But freestyle, we might see an upset. We might see Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash get it. And then overall, from how consistent he's been, John Zimmer Jr., I think he's going to continue his success in this more recent times here on the Central Tour. And that's going to do it right here for the podcast. I want to thank Douglas for joining in. He had to go for a second, but hopefully we can see him next week, as it has been fun. Super excited to continue on here, and we'll see you next week here on the podcast. And believe it or not, we're almost on the hour mark, so that's something to note. And keep your eyes out for more news on Motorsports Hour and other series here on the channel. Have a good one.